to the loss of customer revenue for local black-owned businesses and sadly has forced the closure of some businesses along this 1.3-mile corridor. For years now, churches have been experiencing decreased attendance due to the elimination of parking, and social service programs for vulnerable fellow citizens have been altogether halted. For years now, residents have watched their quality of life erode, and nothing has been done about it. If they think they can get away with treating black folk like second-class citizens, they better think again.
You better think about what you're trying to do to me.
This town hall meeting is a reckoning, a public witness, an opportunity for impacted community members to share their experiences for the public record as we prepare to hold those responsible accountable for this enduring nightmare. So please join us Thursday, July 30th, 6:30 p.m. at Bethesda Temple Church, 4909 Crenshaw Boulevard. This town hall meeting is free and open to the public, but registration is required at KBLA1580.com. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
First things first.
Things first, it's the DU General, Money B. I'ma put you up on the schedule, 6 to 9, 8 weekdays, not 2 and 7. Let's go. We got a lot to talk about, so much to pedal through. Unapologetically progressive. Tune to KBLA 1580 to get the mess. We're your ancestors' favorite radio station. First black on talk radio, left side of the nation. Me and Dominique DiPrima go way back. Tavis Smiley making sure the station stays black. Discussing all the issues in our community. We're hosted black and brown and others find unity. So let's talk about it. Maybe we can improve it. Digital underground, always down with the move. So we tune in to First Things First with the Queen of Black Talk Radio, Dominique DiPrima. Go sis.
First things first.
KBLA Talk 1580. Good morning. Good morning and God bless. Happy Hump Day. Happy Humpty Hump Day. I'm Dominique DiPrima. The show is called First Things First, and my first thing today, tomorrow, and every day is prayer, giving thanks and praises and asking for blessings from God, asking for the blessings of the ancestors and the elders. And then we get to it, and we, as per usual, we got a lot to get to. So this is how we do it on a Wealth Building Wednesday. Hour 1, we look local. Hour 2, we kick it off with a wealth builder, meaning spotlight on a Black-owned or BIPOC-owned, socially innovative perhaps, or local small business. And then and sometimes we'll just offer resources for small businesses. Then we go into national, international headlines. Then what I call reading between the headlines, talking our stuff. And then hour 3, we do a deep dive with a person of interest, a hot topic, or both. And today we're on all of that. We'll hear from Erin Broyard-Stennis. She'll be joining us. She's got a new book, 31 Days of Good Vibrations. Why do people text and call me when I'm on the radio? I love you too, but can you wait till I get done? 31 Days of Good Vibrations, How to Stay Up When the World is Pulling You Down. That's her book. I think we could all use that right about now, and I'm looking forward to talking with her. She is commonly known, or affectionately known, as the Good Vibes Lady. So we got good vibes for you. We've got some money, 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 and we got the opportunity to express yourself. 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. That's it. It's all about you. It's all about me and what is going on in the world today. And I was on Instagram, where I spend a little too much time yesterday, and I was noticing how easy it is to move on from one case that we're upset about to the next one and forget all about the last one. And we're not doing that over here. I have to discipline myself because there's so much to pay attention and worry about, but we're not doing that over here. And that's why I have my free Karmelo on my computer today, because he is still in prison and should not be in prison. It was a clear case of self-defense. And apparently there's something really triggering for white supremacists about Karmelo Anthony's case, because every time I mention it on my Instagram, I get so many hate messages, the die, N-word die type messages. And so it makes me realize that that's one more reason why it's important not to forget Karmelo Anthony, now 19, who is in prison for defending himself against two bullies. And the more information comes out, the more we find out that that's exactly what it was. And that's why his defense is asking his new team. He got a new team of more sophisticated lawyers, and they're asking that judge to recuse himself because it turns out that there were all kinds of shenanigans that happened, not the least of which was that his defense team was tricked into not having him testify on his own behalf and not having the brother testify. The twin brothers were the ones that were the aggressors in that situation. Austin was the one who died, and the other one was meant to testify, but they were tricked into letting him get away with not testifying. Had that happened and had Karmelo testified on his own behalf, we would have found out that these twins are notorious for being bullies, which is what I said in the first place. Why was that child scared? Why was he running? We all know who the bullies are in our high schools and in surrounding high schools. We know who the bullies are. We know who the scary kids are. We know who the druggy kids are, right? We know. If you're in the high school social strata, you have that information. So free Karmelo. You can go to freekarmelo.net. It's still there with plenty of information. They still need help. They still need you to spread the word. And this child is still sitting in prison. Okay? Just a reminder. I try to start with something uplifting. Well, I did tell you the good vibes lady is coming. And we've got money coming. So lots of good news. But we're not going to forget about Karmelo Anthony, no matter how many kinds of N-words I get to be called for bringing it up. And we are not going to forget about baby Kohen, a 1-year-old. A 1-year-old who was murdered in Mississippi. And the thing about that case is that although there has not been much coverage, the coverage that we do have is good. The local coverage, there's some reporters there. Mississippi got some black people, print journalists that are really doing the doggone thing, right? And the Associated Press had a pretty decent article in regards to their autopsy report. They did an autopsy on baby Kohen, the 1-year-old who was killed by police in Mississippi. And the autopsy and then the report that came out of the police department apparently says almost nothing. It's like a blank form, pretty much. Associated Press is reporting it doesn't say the names of the officers. It doesn't say the name of the shooter. It doesn't say how many people were on the scene. And then the autopsy report itself is basically very short on details. So what they've done is sort of a total whitewash, right? Because the sheriff's department was on the scene, even though it was the Mississippi, the police department there, that local police department that pulled the trigger. The sheriff's department was on the scene, so that means there were more witnesses, so you would expect a more thorough report. But as of right now, they're stonewalling. That's what they're doing. They're stonewalling on a 1-year-old baby. And the crazy thing, the even crazier thing about it, is that the Walmart is still refusing to release their video footage. And that's one of the main reasons why folks are boycotting Walmart right now. Walmart has very sophisticated video systems. If you're ever thinking about stealing, don't go to Walmart. If you're one of those people that says, I love boosters, don't go to Walmart. Because they have a very, very high-end camera system inside the stores and in the parking lots, which means they know what was happening before and whether the friend of that young mother, she's 20, okay, whether her friend was actually shoplifting diapers, which I doubt because they both insist that she wasn't. She paid for them with the stupid self-checkout, which, I can't stand no self-checkout. I don't work at this store. Get an employee and make them ring this up. But anyway, I digress. So she says they were at the self-checkout, so the video will show that. Walmart won't release it. They say they will only release video to law enforcement agencies during active investigations. Well, guess what? There is an active investigation. So that means the law enforcement agency has it. Why can't the family get it? To me, if a baby, but a family, is murdered because you called the police on them, the least you can do is give them the videotape. I mean, even most police agencies will let the family see the videotape of the murder of their loved one. It may take protest. It may take a long time, but eventually they get to see it. So Walmart is more secretive than law enforcement agencies? That doesn't make sense. And what I found out, which is really crazy, is that particular Walmart in that small town in Mississippi, they apparently call the police on shoppers an average of 2 to 3 times a week. That means you are, based on what we saw with baby Kohen, endangering the lives of your customers 2 to 3 times a week. No wonder they don't want to release the video. But that Walmart, it's in Sanatobia, Mississippi. Sanatobia, I'd never heard of it. It's a very small town in Mississippi. Has been consistently shut down by protesters. The media is not reporting on it, but people are still there and they're still demanding justice for 1-year-old Kohen Wiley. And Walmart is still refusing to even let the family see the videotape because they have videotape. You know they have videotape inside the store and in the parking lot where that killing occurred. So, update, free Karmelo, justice for baby Kohen. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. I wanted to go there first thing in the morning because I get to talking about 50 million other things. There's so much going on, and y'all are welcome to call in. The people are in the YouTube chat at KBLA 1580. So we got a lot to talk about. We get chatty. We go down this road and that rabbit hole. And I don't want to forget Karmelo Anthony, who's sitting in prison for defending his own life. And I don't want to forget baby Kohen, who was just 1. He didn't even get to live to be 2. He's just 1. And his 20-year-old mother and young father who are grieving and cannot even get the receipts about what happened at that Walmart store on that terrible, terrible, terrible day. I always love to talk to you. 800-920-1580 is the number. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for starting your morning off with a voice that speaks truth to power and the powerless, getting to the heart of what matters most in our community. This is where authentic conversation meets real action. From breaking news and politics to culture and community solutions, this is where you hear perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. This is where we come together, get informed, and make change happen. You're inside First Things First with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning, sunshine. You make my day.
She's sharp. She's fearless.
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how I'm going to get clicks, stop it now.
She's that girl, and she's bringing all of that to your radio this summer. Amanda Seales is here.
I am Amanda Seales.
Comedian, artist, actress, activist, truth teller. The woman who never bites her tongue is coming to KBLA Talk 1580. And baby, the conversations are about to be unmatched. Every Friday, she's going to be lit noon to 2 p.m. and back again 4 to 6 p.m. Starting Friday, July 17th, only on KBLA Talk 1580. Amanda Seales, keeping it real, keeping it raw, and keeping it rooted. Politics, pop culture, black excellence, the stuff they don't want us talking about. Amanda's talking about all of it.
You keep interrupting me when I'm talking, and you don't want to hear the point that I'm going to make. And yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works.
This is not your average radio show. This is a Seals Summer. Fridays, noon to 2, 4 to 6. Starting Friday, July 17th. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. Don't just listen. Tune in.
I'm coming.
Here comes the brand new flavor in your head.
Race, social justice, sports, politics, art, music, culture. We do it all on the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show. If you're not tuning in, then you are definitely missing out. It's the D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show weekdays from 2 to 4 only on unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Like a brand new flavor in your head.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Angela was. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $80,000. Felicia was having health problems, got behind on her taxes, interest and penalties were adding up. She called Civic Tax Relief and saved over $15,000. Civic Tax Relief is a professional tax negotiation firm that can protect you from the IRS. If you're getting collection letters, call Civic Tax Relief for a free consultation. They will go to work helping you discover all the relief programs you may qualify for free. James owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented him against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, he did not owe the IRS anything. If you are in trouble with the IRS, call Civic Tax Relief for your free consultation now. 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257. Get a free consultation and real tax relief. Call 800-200-2257. 800-200-2257.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
What? Oh, here's a palette refresher. I think this is cute. I hope you think it's cute. If you're in LA, the Lucas Museum is opening in September. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know. I'm not like are you a Star Wars guy, Miles? I'm not a big Star Wars girl either, but I love movies and special effects and things like that. So I think it's going to be dope. The Lucas Museum of Narrative Art. And what I thought was super cool is that they're going to have free admission to people that live around there in advance of its grand opening. I love that. The fact that they're giving respect like that. You got to live in 90037, which I do not. But that's right next to Exposition Park in South LA. And I just think that's dope. Like, okay, if you are in this area and you've been impacted by the construction and maybe, you know, it's going to change your life in some way, you get to go for free. I love that. And I'm definitely going, even though, like I said, I'm not a Star Wars devotee. I'll watch it. It's good. I mean, clearly they're wildly successful. So that's September 13th. If you want to go, I think you got to go on their website and register for tickets. You got to live in 90037, like I said, which I do not. But you can reserve, a ticket for yourself and a guest. I love that for us. I wish more companies would take that approach, companies and institutions. I'm moving into your neighborhood. I'm going to show you some love. We know that you share the benefit, but also the burden of this happening. And so, just a little something for your morning. And not only that is going to be a huge tourist attraction for South LA. So that can be an opportunity for you if you sell things. I'm not sure how, but there has to be an opportunity. When George Lucas, when Star Wars sets up shop in South LA, and you know that was on purpose, then that spells opportunity. And I think we don't want to be last to the party on those opportunities at all. So just giving you the heads up, reminder. And I've been talking a lot about young men. I feel like for the past couple months, I've been talking a lot about young men, black men, losing their lives, getting killed, having their lives stolen. Really, it's not that they lost them, they were stolen. And I'm going to keep talking about it. But I don't want us to feel despair. I want us to do something about it. Every single one of these cases, whether it's baby Kohen or Karmelo Anthony or Cyrus Carmack Belton, they have calls to action. The family, the lawyers, Black Lives Matter, community organizers in the region where they're from, they're calling on us to do something. And a lot of these things do not take much. So rather than just getting mad, rather than just typing, I would really urge you to do something. Go to freecarmelo.net. Go on Ben Crump's Instagram. Go on blmgrassroots.org or on Instagram. And do the call to action. Spend your money somewhere other than Walmart today. Just little things, that make a big difference. Make a post about baby Kohen or Karmelo, or Nolan Wells for that matter. Make a post and then make sure that the people, the media, the people, elected officials know that we're not going to forget about this and it's not just going away. Okay? I think those are all concrete things that we could do, and they do make a difference. Join an organization, whether it's Black Lives Matter grassroots, the actual Black Lives Matter, or whether it's the Urban League or the NAACP or the National Action Network, or you started an organization in your community. That all of these things really do make a difference. And that's the moment we're in. We're in that moment where we need to make a difference. Hey, Miles, remember when I was reporting last week on how the DMV was notifying thousands of people that they have to take their driver test again? Mm-hmm. Turns out they think people were cheating.
Okay.
I thought it was like an AI glitch that they messed up, but they're claiming that people were cheating on the written driving test.
They say how they think they were cheating. They have their phone out, or they glitch in the matrix, were they computer hackers?
Oh, well, they won't tell us. I think it's because they think maybe if other people find out how the cheating was done, they will also do it. So they're not saying what the methodology is that they use to cheat, but they're saying that they picked up irregularities in the results. And that some of those people are going to be prosecuted by the DAs.
Wow.
Don't cheat on your driver's test, apparently. They won't even say what patterns they found. They won't say how people were cheating, but they did say some of those have been referred to the district attorneys of the respective county where these folks are from. Yeah, apparently Southern California and Northern California. So apparently, the way people drive, I think a lot of people be cheating on the tests. Like, people act like they do not know what they're doing. I get that you're on the phone and driving is a secondary thought for you, but a lot of these people, they should send out a few more thousands, maybe a few millions of these, make people remember how to drive. I don't know if it'll work, but the way these people be driving, I think they might not have caught enough of these irregularities. But yeah, the people that are getting these notices they're freaked out because they say that they're being wrongfully accused of cheating. Just go take the test again and keep it pushing. Now, if I was being prosecuted, that would be a different question. But Lord have mercy. Cheating on your driver's test is wild work. 800-920-1580. If you want to talk about a thing, I'm here for you. If you want to argue, if you want a shoulder to cry on, if you just want to talk. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominic DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Questions remain after a Houston ICE raid ended with the death of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia.
Asians approaching unmarked vehicles with no lights and none had dash cam videos.
She says available video evidence raises doubts about claims he drove toward agents while local and federal investigations continue. Abortion will be on the ballot in at least 4 states this November, including Idaho, where voters will decide whether to roll back the state's abortion ban. Similar measures in Virginia, Nevada, and Missouri could reshape abortion access in those states. And Nicki Minaj's company, Harajuku Barbie Music, is being sued by her own law firm for nearly $230,000 in unpaid legal fees tied to a 2024 copyright case they worked on for her. Court records show a default has been entered after the rapper reportedly failed to continue payments and didn't respond to the lawsuit. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Now at Big O, get happy with our Healthy Car Special. Includes a full synthetic oil change, 4-tire rotation, alignment check, brake, battery, and windshield wiper check. Plus, fluids topped off, all for only $59.99. Healthy car, happy life. Now at your local Big O Tires.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers begin the second half of the season Friday night in New York against the Yankees. The 3-game series with the Yankees is part of a 9-game road trip for the Dodgers on the East Coast. The road trip will be a good test for the Dodgers to maintain their stature as Major League Baseball's best team. Spain is in the World Cup championship match after their 2-0 win over France in the semifinals. Spain will meet the winner of today's semifinal between England and Argentina. The World Cup final is Sunday in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The WNBA would prefer folks not to talk about this, but I'm going to mention it anyway. 65% of WNBA players are African American, but none of the 15 teams in the WNBA have an African American woman as their head coach. 7 of the head coaches are white women, 8 are men. The WNBA needs to work on this issue. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gas prices got you down. LADWP customers get a rebate of up to $4,000 when you buy a used electric or plug-in hybrid vehicle. Installing an EV charger at your home? Get a rebate for that too, up to $1,500. Visit ladwp.com/EV today and start saving. That's ladwp.com/EV.
As we go a little something like this.
Talkers Magazine has spoken. Out of every talk radio host in America,
Tavis Smiley ranks number 14 on the Heavy 100 list. One of the top 15 most important voices in the nation, right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically progressive, unapologetically powerful. Tune in weekdays on the 9s, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. This is your station. This is your voice.
Let's get it on.
Oh no.
Throw the roof down. I don't know what time.
Please, God, save us. Save our house. Please, God, please.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we haven't forgotten what happened Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
The trauma, processing the loss of our home. How do we address the compounding effect of the fire now more than 18 months later? I noticed one of my 3 children engaged in self-harm who hasn't been able to articulate the challenges that they've had since the fire. And 4 out of the 5 folks in our household are in therapy. 1 is not. And the one that's not is the one who I noticed with some marks on their person. This isn't okay. You need to talk to someone.
Black historical memory keeps alive the stories and struggles of everyday people and communities. Black historical memory preserves truths that others attempt to erase, minimize, or distort. Black historical memory prevents history from repeating its worst chapters. At KBLA Talk 1580, we will never forget. Tune in to Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580. 1580. Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, I do appreciate you. Thanks for waking up with me. It's a crazy time in LA. It's a crazy time in the USA. And you are welcome to air it out here. If you got something you want to share or you want to go on a rant, 800-920-1580. That's the number. We got time today, a little bit of time today. I'm curious if anyone is if anyone's anticipating what's going to happen with this this ban of tech in schools. You know, the LA USD, I mean, we about to be back in school. I don't know. My kid is in college, so it's not stressing me out, but I feel like it would be if I was you. Because to take kids from being on a very addictive medium, which is the computer screens, all day long, to now you barely can go on at all day. They're going to be dealing with some little addicts, even though they're on those screens doing something that they don't want to do, which is schoolwork. It's not like gaming. But still, if you think about it, the kids, a lot of those kids are sneaking tabs. You know, they've got a tab with a game or a tab with a cartoon or something, and a tab with their schoolwork. You're going to have a bunch of little kids having tech withdrawals. I think they might need to bring some yoga into the schools or some kava, chamomile tea or something. I pity the teachers because you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Have you ever taken away your kid's phone? Yeah, they go into full junkie withdrawal. It's all bad. Now you're talking about entire classrooms going through this. I think that the kava kava and chamomile tea maybe would be for the teachers, but look, brace yourself. And then they're going to run home and try to run onto their devices like little junkies. They're not going to want to do their homework. They're going to want to catch up on their tech fix. I don't know. I think it's a bigger thing than people think it is, and I say that because I have taken away my child's phone, and it was wild. I've done it more than once, you know. I don't believe in spanking, but I do believe in consequences, and that is the most effective consequence. Taking away their tech, because it's one of the most, because they value it more than money, I would say. Oh, look, Fahima's on the phone. Good morning, Fahima.
Baragani and K. Pasta, Dominique, how are you?
I'm blessed. What's on your mind this morning?
Well, normally I would mention Rahm Emanuel's interesting speech in Tel Aviv over the weekend, or even the joint military offensive that was successfully blocked, where it was going to kind of like embed the IDF into U.S. military. But I'm not going to talk about that. I want to talk about Aisha.
Okay, before you move on, you don't think they're already embedded in the U.S. military and the U.S. police departments, law enforcement departments that have been training with them and such? Okay, yeah, because I mean, I know we're talking about taking it to a new level, but I don't want us to act like that's new.
Yes, you're absolutely right, and the police departments, some of the police departments actually train with the IDF. But I want to talk about Aisha. I'm not talking about Keisha's sister. Aisha is a black chatbot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with it.
I mean, I've heard of it, but yeah, I know. And I think you sent me something, and you were saying that you'd rather deal with a black chatbot than a not black chatbot.
Yes. And that was just a little whimsical remark, snarky remark. But normally, I do a radio show. Normally it takes me a couple of days of research for my show. I was able to do research in 30 minutes. And let me just very briefly, what Aisha is it uses black sources, because it's not just like a chatbot like you have ChatGPT, Gemini, etc. It actually has on the platform articles from The Root, from the Washington Informer, from the Griot. So, and when it pulls the information it is giving you, it's pulling it pulls an article from that may have appeared in The Root that corroborates the information that it's giving you. And then also what I really, truly appreciate, this was built by and for black people. And the objective is to diminish bias and dispel misinformation. And I'm very impressed with it. And some of the things that we've had concerns about, myself in particular, this has ameliorated that, because, my interaction with some of the other AI, because I normally just use it, I've been only using AI to read peer review articles to me while I'm doing something else, But in this instance, what I'm able to do is, and I've caught AI giving me erroneous information, things that were not true. And
all
so
the time. It's not a rare occurrence. I just want to underline that.
Yes. Well, what that's called in the tech world is called hallucination.
Yeah, I'm aware. It does a lot of hallucinations. It does more hallucinating than a drug addict.
But I want to say this. One of the things that I found with AI, when I pose a question, it answers the question, and it'll give me an article that appeared in The Root that supports what is conveying to me. An article that was in the Griot.
Right.
And these are from trusted Black media sources. And so that's all I wanted to share. So I'm not going to talk about the military offensive bill that was blocked. I'm not going to talk about Rahm Emanuel's speech in Tel Aviv, but I just would encourage people to check out AI.
Right. Typically in my first hour, I don't do a lot of national news, so we wouldn't be talking about that anyway. But, you know, I'm glad that you're having a good experience with Aisha, and I'm very glad that we have Black creators. This is a company called Onyx, right? That's putting this together. I still am wary of people over-relying. I know so many people in media, producers of radio, television, and whatever, who are, yay, I can let AI do, write all the questions for my talent. I can let AI do the bullet points and the research. And for me, I know Miles is, big on AI, and he's really, really good at it. And I don't have a problem with that, but I am actually, this is one specific area where I do have an issue with the over-reliance on AI.
Oh, I agree with you, Dominique. I agree with you. And it's not what you do with it, it's how you use it. For example, I have a piece that I posted on Substack, right? Just very briefly, you know that there was a whole attack on the Essence Festival last year with a bunch of misinformation, disinformation. So there's a person that has a YouTube channel who I'm not going to call his name, but I normally check out his podcast, and it's very whimsical, and it's very humorous and snarky. But what he did last week is he posted things from last year's Essence Festival, and they did have challenges, and this year's Essence Festival, and merged it, and it made it seem like it was a debacle and fiasco. I was so incensed that I went to write him an email, to share. And then when I went to Aisha and I went to ask some questions, and I got the suggested that I should put it on my Substack. And so what's happened is I placed it on my Substack, posted it on Twitter, and it's also going to appear as an op-ed in one of the Black newspapers. And so the thing is that you have a situation where, I just was making a general inquiry, and I actually got prompts and suggestions.
That's funny because me and Miles were having a conversation about something similar a couple days ago. You couldn't have thought for yourself, oh, I'll put this on my Substack, like you needed Aisha to tell you that? I don't get it. I really don't.
No, let me explain. I was only I had the idea to email him, right?
Gotcha.
And so I asked the question, and I was asking about, they published articles on there, and my inquiry was, how do I go about getting a post on this platform? And it gave me that information and then suggested that I do some other stuff as well. I was simply thinking about sending this snarky letter to him.
Right. So you kind of did need Aisha to prompt you to do other things. That's... And
it just suggested it. It just expanded.
I get it. I get it. But I'm glad that worked for you. But I'm also saying, like, if we would put on our thinking caps and sit around and say, how else could I expand this? Is it better? I don't know. I think.
No, but that wasn't my question. My question was about sending the email to him directly.
Right. I got you.
And I got the idea while I was on the platform, because they do publish stuff from other folks. And I said, well, how do I go? I asked, how do I go about getting on this platform, and shared that information, and then suggested a broader audience. But I would just say this. I'm not using it to write anything for me. I don't encourage people to do that, but it is a resource. And I'm just saying, if you're going to use ChatGPT, if you're going to use Grok, then why not use a safe Black source that's only going to provide you information that is from vetted Black sources. That's
Gotcha.
all
I
I'm
understand what you're saying, and I love that for us. Thomas Clayton Powell says if your only source is the internet, then you're not doing research. You're surfing the web.
I agree. I agree.
The best
you
use
need
for
to
AI.
Access
Yeah.
You need to access primary sources.
Right. Which, I mean, at least what you're talking about is articles that we know who wrote it, and they often cite their sources. So that's better than just, random AI aggregations, which is what you get from Gemini. There's also, and you know this because you're a longtime journalist, there's a lot to be said to going to a place and talking to
I don't
people.
consider myself a journalist. I'm not a journalist.
Really?
I didn't go to journalism school. No, I don't. I'm not a journalist. I'm a talk show host.
Okay.
I'm not a journalist because I don't have a journalism degree.
A lot of people are journalists that don't have journalism degrees. A lot of really great ones. But I understand. I get the distinction. I do think that he also follows up and says the best use for AI is to help you ask better questions. And that I do not agree with. Because I think we have to use our doggone gray matter, the stuff between our ears. Now, I'm not against AI. I love that it gave you ideas. Miles, we were talking and some of the ideas that AI had for, marketing or just different ways of using content were helpful, right? But asking better questions, no, because every single person is going to use the same prompt and then we'll all be asking the same so-called better questions. I do want us to keep using our brains and trying to come up with something original, if possible.
Dominique, I agree with you because the curated question you pose, the input is going to determine what the output is. And I do not think that you should be relying on AI to ask better questions. The questions that you curate and pose are going to determine what answers you're going to get. And I'll just want to say this. You do get primary sources. There were some things that referred me to the African American Museum. Some questions when I was doing my research. I got links to support what I was being told to an exhibit that might have been at the Schomburg Center or at the African American Museum.
Yeah. That's which is great. I mean, that's the best possible use. What'd you say, Miles? I see you typing something over there in the chat.
I said people come to AI without a task at hand. You know what I mean? So always go to AI with a task at hand, and now you're guiding the thought instead of having the thought guide you, and you always answering and getting suggestions. AI is good at suggesting and making whatever you say to it sound like you're giving it some, you're giving it the game and you're the best. Oh yeah, that's great, guy. Yeah, I like that. That's a great idea. Oh, you're hard. You know what I'm saying? It'll boost you up like that. So come to it with the task at hand first, what I'm suggesting in the chat.
Yeah, and it is very patronizing. AI has been patronizing. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. You're a genius. No, forget all of that.
You're a genius.
The questions that you come to it with, curate your questions because input determine your output. Curate your questions carefully because the input will determine the output. And I thank you, Dominique, for giving me the opportunity to share something positive.
Yay, something positive. And Miles, that's one of the reasons I say that I think you're really good at AI because I see the way that you train the AI and then you are in charge. It is your assistant. It's not your hype man. It's not your, it's not your creator, your writer. It's your assistant.
And, I think it's because, I learned how to train it off of the information that we already have and not depend on it to do the research for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll do my own research and have it scrape through it. So, yeah, actually using it as a tool and not as a thinking partner, for sure.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of people say that, but they still use it to do stuff they should be doing. Oh, AI is just a tool. I'm going to have it write all my questions. Oh, AI is just a tool. But actually, when I observe the way you're using it, you're putting feet to that idea that it's just a tool by being very specific with what you want from it. Paul's in here saying, go look up Palantir CEO Alex Karp interviews. Then again, I'll ask, do you trust these people? Talking about Peter Thiel and the tech bros. Yeah, or any of them, That's why I say do not surrender your brain. We'll continue this conversation only right here.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. 10 Toes In serves as a mentorship and domestic violence prevention program. They support, educate, and empower couples during and after incarceration. They assist male returning citizens to re-enter society successfully and to help them maintain a healthy relationship with their romantic partner. They offer a mentorship support group for formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In teaches its Intimate Relationships 101 curriculum at male prisons throughout the state of California. They host sister support group meetings for women who are intimately involved with incarcerated and formerly incarcerated men. 10 Toes In is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. To access their services or make a donation, please visit them online at 10toesin.org or find them on Facebook or Instagram. They are healing lives through relationships. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, so the part of the reason I say that is because I'm opinionated, which is my job. Part of the reason is what Paul is saying in the chat and what Miles is saying in the chat, which is, yeah, we definitely don't trust these tech bros. They control Google. They control Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. They control TikTok now. Well, they control everything. But so the thing is, how do you navigate? You're swimming in a ocean with way more sharks than usual, right? It's a shark infested, not just infested, it's deeply infested. So you got to be mindful is all I'm saying. And I think, Miles, you do a great job of showing how to actually continue to use your own brain. I've seen a bunch of studies that show that when you use AI, even for a very short time, you get dumber. And I think it's because of how people are using it.
Yeah, I think too, Dominique, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people, it's intent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I intentionally use AI that way. I think a lot of people really want that little shortcut to,
right?
You know what I mean? To getting that answer. A lot of people don't want to actually learn. You know what I mean? I like using AI to help me learn faster and really digest topics and concepts and, get the real meat of the conversation and stuff that we're having here at KBLA. And I think some people would rather just, okay, let's get the answer. So they're using it like that. And I think a lot of people are going to regret that going forward. But I think that's just what people want. I think it's the let them eat cake mentality. And they have these tools right now for the low.
I mean, you're saying it nicely, but it's people being lazy.
Lazy as hell, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that, and,
Can't blame them because that's the speed and way everything is going right now.
That's the speed and way it appears everything is going. But, I mean, the shortcuts are money, so that you can buy more labor or more AI credits,
right,
or labor. There's not really a shortcut. It's the appearance of a shortcut. I think that...
but you can, like, whatever idea you have right now, though, you can have out in 24 hours if you really wanted. If you had the capital, resources, and the flow of how to get it done, you can have any idea like that.
It's money or labor. You either got to pay someone to do it or you get AI doing it, which you're paying for credits. My point is that, and people have gotten mad at me about this before, if someone else could work out for you and it would make you have a six-pack,
you do it.
The gyms would be full of minimum wage workers doing sit-ups all day. because a lot of people are lazy. And it's just what it is. I get it, but my point is, I think people should be like Miles in that we have to fight to keep ourselves from getting dumber. Look, I'm dumb enough. I don't need anything to make me dumber. We all need to read more, think more, spend more time by ourselves, listen to more music, work out more. Okay. And use AI in a way where you mindfully and intentionally do not let it make you stupider. That's my only point. It's not troglodyte. It's not anti-tech.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there too. I think there's a balance. We got to find the balance, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Go touch some grass, too. Go get in the ocean. Go for a hike. Go get some fresh air. Get out the environment.
And read something.
Yeah. Read, get some sleep. You know what I mean? Drink some water. Rest them eyes. Yeah. It's a lot to it, but learn how to use it. Learn how to use the tool because, yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. I need to take some classes. I'm not against it. It's just, I think Fahima set me off a little bit because I've been talking to some producers in this space of radio and television producing, and they're like, oh, I'm letting AI write my questions. I'm letting AI do my research.
Lazy.
But AI does hallucinate a lot. It's not a rare occurrence. I would say when I try to search something and it gives me AI, whether I like it or not, because I forgot to type in -AI, I would say about a fourth of the time it's telling me something wrong, about 25%.
That's where I think we all should learn a little bit about AI so you can learn how to give it parameters and learn how to control it and train it and give it that sandbox to play in and not just be something that's smarter than a lot of the people using it.
Hello. So AI, if you want to try what Fahima is talking about, go to onyximpact.org. They have the Aisha chatbot. onyximpact.org. Wealth Building Wednesday is next after news, traffic, and sports. We don't black down.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Questions remain after a Houston ICE raid ended with the death of Lorenzo Salgado Araujo. Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia.
Asians approach in unmarked vehicles with no lights and none had dash cam videos.
She says available video evidence raises doubts about claims he drove toward agents while local and federal investigations continue. Abortion will be on the ballot in at least 4 states this November, including Idaho, where voters will decide whether to roll back the state's abortion ban. Similar measures in Virginia, Nevada, and Missouri could reshape abortion access in those states. And Nicki Minaj's company, Harajuku Barbie Music, is being sued by her own law firm for nearly $230,000 in unpaid legal fees tied to a 2024 copyright case they worked on for her. Court records show a default has been entered after the rapper reportedly failed to continue payments and didn't respond to the lawsuit. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Now at Big O, get happy with our Healthy Car Special. Includes a full synthetic oil change, 4-tire rotation, alignment check, brake, battery, and windshield wiper check. Plus, fluids topped off, all for only $59.99. Healthy car, happy life. Now at your local Big O Tires.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers begin the second half of the season Friday night in New York against the Yankees. The 3-game series with the Yankees is part of a 9-game road trip for the Dodgers on the East Coast. The road trip will be a good test for the Dodgers to maintain their stature as Major League Baseball's best team. Spain is in the World Cup championship match after their 2-0 win over France in the semifinals. Spain will meet the winner of today's semifinal between England and Argentina. The World Cup final is Sunday in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The WNBA would prefer folks not to